The Texas Tech football team made their return to the Jones Stadium after a heartbreaking loss in Waco. But could the Red Raiders find their way back into the winning column? Coming up, MCTV's Ryan Heller will be in with all the details on Tech versus Iowa State.
Students looking ahead to their future had a chance to learn some tips and tricks that might just help them land a job, all while enjoying a 4-course meal. We'll have the details on Texas Tech's etiquette dinner next.
And a very important issue is the subject of a series of events taking place here on campus this week. Find out how several groups are coming together to help Tech students make good choices and stay alive.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to the Monday edition of the MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Kristen Soza.
And I'm Austin Seat. The Texas Tech football team returned home for the first time since beating a ranked Oklahoma State team at the beginning of October.
That's true, Austin. The Red Raiders had hopes of keeping their 2019 home win record intact, but the Iowa State Cyclones had other plans for Saturday's game. MCTV's Ryan Heller joins us now in the studio with the details. Ryan?
Thanks, Kristen and Austin. Yes, after last week's tough overtime loss in Waco last weekend, the Red Raiders football team was hoping to put another W in the win column this weekend. Unfortunately, the Cyclones came to town ready to play, and they headed home with a 34-24 victory. The Cyclones got the ball to start the game, and it was all Iowa State through most of the first half. After 3 consecutive Cyclone touchdowns, the Red Raiders finally got on board with 3 minutes left in the second quarter. After halftime, Tech finally started racking up some points with a field goal and a touchdown, pulling within 10 points of Iowa State. The Red Raiders looked like they had a serious chance of catching up to the Cyclones when DeMarcus Fields recovered an apparent fumble and ran into the end zone. A review took back the touchdown, but Fields followed that up with an interception anyway. Unfortunately, Tech couldn't capitalize on the turnover, and Iowa State scored one more time to put the game out of reach. Coming up later in sports, I'll have stats from Saturday's game along with info on Red Raider volleyball and soccer. Back to you, Austin.
Thanks, Ryan. Saturday's football game may not have ended with a win, but it did feature some other highlights during one of the campus's longest-running traditions. The 2019 Homecoming King and Queen were officially crowned during halftime of the Texas Tech-Iowa State game. Reginald Lane and Hunter Heck took on the new roles during this year's festivities. Lane is an Ag and Applied Economics and General Business major from Bridgeport, Texas, and Heck is a Spanish major from Panhandle, Texas. Lane was this year's King candidate for the Saddle Tramps, and Heck represented Motorboard. The new King and Queen were selected by the student body after a vote was held last Friday. Lane and Heck will carry their title of Homecoming King and Queen until they pass on their crowns in next year's homecoming ceremony.
Last week, students had dozens of options to keep themselves busy during the annual Homecoming and Pride Week festivities. But on top of all that, one other campus group also held an event that gave attendees the chance to practice skills for life after college. The University Career Center held the fall edition of the Etiquette Dinner last Tuesday at the McKenzie Marquette Alumni Center. Starting at 5 p.m., students from across campus gathered for a formal meal, complete with multiple courses and plenty of silverware. During the meal, Brenda Becknell, a professional etiquette coach, gave attendees pointers on how to handle themselves in a formal dining environment. Along with instructions on tableware and food handling, the students were also given tips to improve their social skills and the art of conversation. Tuesday's Etiquette Dinner was the first of 2 events held each year. The spring edition of the Etiquette Dinner will be held in March. For more information on the Etiquette Dinner and other events held by the University Career Center, just visit careercenter.ttu.edu.
Alcohol is a common part of the college experience, but for some, it can lead to an unhealthy lifestyle or even death. With that in mind, several campus groups are coming together to help encourage students to be safe while having some fun. National Collegiate Alcohol Awareness Week is officially underway here on the Tech campus. Earlier this afternoon, the university held a kickoff event in the Sub North Plaza. During the event, attendees had the chance to play games, grab some free giveaways, and learn more about how each group is helping students stay safe while enjoying alcohol. Today's event included representatives from the Student Activities Board, the Office of Risk Intervention and Safety Education, the Center for Campus Life, and the Association of Students About Service. The NCAAW kickoff ended at 3 p.m. today, but there's still several free events taking place during this week's festivities. For a full calendar of events for National Collegiate Alcohol Awareness Week, visit sab.tdu.edu.
Over the weekend, the Lubbock area saw mild conditions that worked out nicely for the annual homecoming festivities on Saturday. But then last night, a cold front moved into the area, dropping temperatures back into the 30s here on campus.
That's right, Kristen. So what can we expect as we head into the last full week of October? MCTV's Madison Hartin joins us in the studio with a look at the forecast. Madison?
Thanks, guys. Well, good news for us. Despite that cold front that came through last night, it looks like all of the Lubbock metropolitan area is going to be experiencing a few days of really mild temperatures, which is nice considering this time of year. Usually it's very hot, cold, a little bit crazy, severe rains, but for the most part, besides some wind we're going to be seeing a little bit later this week, it is going to be very nice outside. Speaking of nice, we can see here from our MCTV tower cam that there is not a cloud in sight right now. Y'all know how much I love a blue sky, and it is blue. We had a couple little clouds out there dotting the horizon a minute ago, but it looks like those have moved out of the area, and it is just perfectly sunny and pretty out there right now. I'm all here for it. For today, our high temperatures didn't get as high as they did over the weekend. High of only 71 degrees, sunny and mild conditions for the day, and a west by northwesterly wind coming at 10 to 20 miles per hour. And then for tonight, we're going to be experiencing a little bit more cooler temperatures as it does plunge back into the 30s, but only the upper 30s. Clear and cold conditions, and then the wind coming from the northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Looking at the South Plains as a whole, we can see that really nowhere is going to be experiencing temperatures that are too cold over the next couple of days. Looks like our coolest temperatures are going to be in the mid-30s, but nowhere is going to be dropping below freezing, at least not for tonight. And then as we go into tomorrow, we can see that it is going to warm up again today, but it is not going to get hot, nothing like we were experiencing a month ago. Again, very temperate climate for this time of year, very even keel, very Goldilocks zone when it comes to weather in West Texas. Going into tomorrow, we can see that it is going to climb all the way up to 72 degrees again, low of 49, so a little bit warmer than it was today. Again, sunny and clear skies and a south by southeasterly wind coming at 5 to 10 miles per hour. For Wednesday, a little bit warmer than that, high of 81 degrees, but still not hot outside. Low of 46 and a west by southwesterly wind at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Now, the thing that I do get to talk about this week is the fact that for Thursday, it is going to be windy. The wind is going to be coming from the north by northeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour, with gusts that could reach up to 40 occasionally. High of only 52 degrees and low of 35. So again, even though it's not going to be dropping below freezing, that wind chill could make things a little bit cooler than they seem. So definitely grab a jacket on your way out and don't try to open an umbrella. You just might lose it. It might just be inside out 3 miles away by the time you're done with it. I'm Madison Hartin for MCTV Weather. Back to you.
Thanks, Madison. As we mentioned earlier, the Texas Tech football team suffered another tough loss over the weekend as they returned home to the Jones.
With Tech officially on a losing streak, could the Red Raiders' next stop end up in a victory? MCTV's Ryan Heller joins us again with a look back at Saturday's game and a preview of who's next for the team in sports. Ryan?
Thanks, Austin and Kristen. Yes, as stated, Texas Tech football was defeated by Iowa State on Saturday, 34-24. Jet Duffy threw for 239 yards and a touchdown. R.J. Turner had 11 catches for 76 yards. So Roger Thompson had 10 carries for 57 yards and 2 touchdowns. Next week, they head over to Lawrence, Kansas to take on Les Miles and the Kansas Jayhawks. Kickoff is set for 6 p.m. and you can catch the game on FS1. Sadly, Texas Tech volleyball also lost as well, as they fell short against number 1 ranked Baylor 3-0. Allison White had 6 kills and 4 blocks. Alex Kirby recorded 27 assists. Emily Hill also had 13 kills and 7 digs. Now, despite losing the game, there was still a bright spot, believe it or not. Emily Hill picked up the 1,000th dig and 1,500th kill of her career. She's now one of only 4 Red Raiders in the program's history to record over 1,000 kills and 1,000 digs in their career. Congratulations to Emily Hill. Next, they will take on the Oklahoma Sooners here at the USA. The match will start at 1 p.m. on Saturday. Texas Tech soccer, they also lost on Friday to TCU 2-1. After finishing the first half tied at 1, the Horned Frogs scored in the 49th minute of the game, giving the number 13 ranked Lady Raiders a crushing loss. Their next game will be on the road in Waco against Baylor on Thursday, and that game will start at 7 p.m. Now, outside of Tech sports, the Dallas Cowboys broke their 3-game losing streak last night as they defeated the Philadelphia Eagles 37-10. Dak Prescott passed for 239 yards and a touchdown and rushed for a touchdown as well. Ezekiel Elliott rushed for 111 yards and a touchdown. Amari Cooper had 5 catches for 106 yards. The defense also came up huge with 3 sacks and forced 4 turnovers. Thanks to that win, they now take back the division lead. In other news outside of tech, the World Series has been finalized as of on Saturday. The Houston Astros defeated the New York Yankees on Saturday after Jose Altuve hit a 2-out walk-off home run in the bottom of the 9th inning against Aroldis Chapman, giving the Astros a 6-4 victory. The Astros will now face the Washington Nationals, who recently swept the St. Louis Cardinals in the NLCS. The starting pitchers will be Max Scherzer for the Nationals and Garrett Cole for the Astros. The game 1 will start tomorrow at 7:08 on Fox. Well, that's all for sports. Back to you, Kristen and Austin.
Thanks, Ryan. So, Austin, did you have a chance to stop by any of this past weekend's homecoming events?
I did. I was able to attend both the soccer game and the football game. Sadly, I wish both of them could have came out with a win. What about you?
Well, I have been focusing on graduating a lot.
Right.
So I wasn't able to go to everything, but I did catch the football game.
Well, that's good.
And that's all for today's edition of the MCTV Weekday Update.
Thanks so much for joining us, and be sure to check ttuhub.net every day for more news. We'll see you on Thursday.